and this is my place in Jannah. And you've been in a state of mukashafa as you've now been looking at the unseen world. Allah blessed you, gave you this opportunity to see the unseen world. And those who came to my tashir', they actually were malaika and naqala, who brought me from my city from, I don't know which country, didn't mention the name of the country. All the way, they transferred me from my grave in such a city, away from Najaf to this place. Because I was a pious mu'min, salih. And we have this narration that those who actually are pious or mu'min, they'll be delivered from their own graves, let's say in any country, to Wadi Salam. The heavenly people are in Wadi Salam, and na'udhu billah, God forbid, those who go to hellfire, they will be transferred to Wadi Hadramaut, in Hadramaut, Wadi Barahut they call it, possibly in Hadramaut in Yemen, in that desert, Wadi Barahut, na'udhu billah. So Ahlul Jannah will be in Wadi Salam, and Ahlul Nar, na'udhu billah, will be in Wadi Barahut in Yemen. So he said, we started to talk, and after a while I saw actually there was a dinner table and there was some food around and some rice. He said to me, take some rice with you. You have a starvation in your city, take some rice for your family. He said, I took my aba'ah and filled my aba'ah with rice, the heavenly rice. He said, then I came out, and out of a sudden I saw myself in Wadi Salam, between the graves. So I walked back home, and we started to eat this rice, which had a great scent and smell and taste. Never had such a rice before at all. We ate for some time and never finished, just eating for many days. And once upon we invited a friend, a guest came, and we offered him this rice. He said, this rice is unique. I haven't had such a rice before. So Allama Naraqi says, I explained to him the story and where actually the origin of this rice. He said that then when he went away, and the next day we went to go and get the rice just disappeared. It was a secret. So we told this person, and the rice was taken from us away. So the fact of the life after death is a reality. I actually had a debate some long years ago with an atheist. And, well, I asked him many questions. One of the questions I asked that, well, you read the history, you saw the videos, what Hitler did to his nation. He killed thousands and thousands, and according to them, millions. He killed thousands and millions. And then he, committed suicide, or out of sudden he was killed. Do you think that this man will just die, finish? Yes, he will die. And the punishment was that he was killed, or assassinated, or committed suicide. That's his punishment. So then this is not justice. Millions of deprived people, the bloods. So who will take the revenge of the blood? Who will actually punish afterwards? If today, if somebody goes to a supermarket and steals an apple, he will be caught by the police. And they will record at least that he did something like shoplifting, at least. A minor crime. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would leave those tyrants and dictators, and then that's it. After life, there's no punishment, there's no judgment. In this case, we can be the same then. We can have our freedom to do anything, because there's no hisab. What restricts the mu'min is the belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment. الذين آمنوا ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب. That's the quota. يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة. Those who believe in the ghaib, in the hereafter, in the unseen world, the true believers are those who believe in the life after death. That's why, alhamdulillah, you see in the mu'mineen community and believers community, I don't say there are no crimes or no social problems, but it's really lower than other societies, other non-believing societies. صلوا على محمد وعلى محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
So to conclude on this topic, we can say that there is a life after death, definitely. Allah sent 124,000 prophets. Why? To tell us that there is judgment day, there is hisab, there is reward and punishment. Be careful, O human being. Do not oppress yourselves. Do not oppress and suppress the others. And number two, that witnesses of the history by the great prophets and even imams, at least in the religious side, let alone the scientific side, as I've mentioned, that they actually resurrected many dead people, like Isa alayhi salam. He resurrected many dead. And even Ahlul Bayt salamullah alayhim, they spoke to the dead, and there was some kind of communication with the dead. So nobody can actually today ignore and refuse the fact of the life after death. وجاءت سكرة الموت ذلك ما كنت منه تحيد. The moment of death, that when it comes, you were always tried your best to run from the death, to run for your life. But at this moment, that's it. We caught you. You are in the net of the death. Sulaiman al-Nabi alayhi salam, when he was in his palace overlooking his kingdom, Malak al-Maut came inside. He said, you came to visit or you came to take the soul? He said, I came to take your soul in the state that you are. Sulaiman was standing with his asa, and Malak al-Maut took the soul of Sulaiman alayhi salam. The death, when it comes, it will not allow us even to breathe, even one single breath. That's it. وجاءت سكرة الموت ذلك ما كنت منه تحيد. In dua عرفه ويريد. This dua that teaches us how to talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how to beg Allah's forgiveness and mercy.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. We say in dua al-Arafah, أنا الذي أسأت. I did wrong. أنا الذي أخطأت. I did mistake. أنا الذي هممت. I had an evil intention to do an evil act. أنا الذي جهلت. I was ignorant. أنا الذي غفلت. أنا الذي سهوت. I was unaware, oh Allah. Unaware of what I've been doing all that years. We have to go back to ourselves. Give it some time. And that's why we have the month of Ramadan, 29 to 30 days, an opportunity for us to go back to ourselves. And all that dua, the daily dua of the month, the ad'iyah of the sahar and so forth, is for us to prepare us for the next coming year. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
خط الموت على ولد آدم مخط القلادة على جيد الفتاة. The Imam Hussein salam alayh, in his sermon he mentioned death, that it is an a fate of every single human being. It's definite. You should not challenge the death. Nuh alayhi salam lived for 2,400-500 years, but he passed away at the end of the day. Even if you live the age of Nuh, you will pass one day, this life, to the hereafter. عن الصادق عليه السلام قال مر علي عليه السلام بكربلاء في 2 من أصحابه. Imam عليه السلام, he passed Karbala in one of his missions, possibly going to the Battle of Siffin or Nahrawan. قال فلما مر بها ترقرقت عيناه بالبكاء. When he passed through Karbala, he started to cry. Salamullah alayhi. Before the event of Ashura, many years, possibly 20 less or more years. ثم قال عليه السلام هذا مناخ إركابهم وهذا ملقى رحالهم. This is the location where they will settle their tents, their belongings. وهنا تهراق دماؤهم. Their blood will be spilled on this land, in this location. طوبى لك من تربة عليك تهراق دماء الأحبة. What a great land where the blood of the best people, the best of the greatest, will be spilled on your land, O Karbala. The 7th night of Muharram, the night of Abbas Salamullahi alayh, he comes Salamullah alayh after the martyrdom of the Ashab and Bani Hashim. He asked permission to go forward and fight with the enemies of Al-Hussein Salamullah alayh and his Ahlul Bayt. He comes, he asks the ijazah, the permission. The Imam alayhi salam says, إن كان ولا بد فاطلب لهؤلاء الأطفال شربة من الماء. If you really want to help and support me, then get some water for those kids in the tents. They are calling Al-Atash, Al-Atash. Al-Abbas Salamullah alayh, he rides his horse. He takes the water bag, Al-Qirbah, and he goes towards the river to bring some water. Ibn Sa'd la'anahullah, he puts 4,000 soldiers around the river to avoid any water reaching the tents of Abi Abdullah al-Hussein. With his bravery, Al-Abbas, he pushed the enemy away from the river. He reaches the water. He goes inside the river. He takes with his hands the water to drink. He brings the water near his mouth, but he remembers Al-Hussein Salamullah alayhi. يا نفس بعد الحسين هوني وتشربين بارد المعين. No, never. I will not drink unless Hussein drinks first, and the children. So he throws the water on the river. He fills the water bag and he moves towards the tents of Abi Abdullah al-Hussein. His only aim is to get the water to Sukaina and Ruqayya Salamullah alayhim, and the rest of the children, to Abdullah al-Radi' Ali al-Asghar Salamullah alayhim. So he goes with his horse towards the Khiyam of Abi Abdullah al-Hussein. On his way, Umar ibn Sa'd, of course, he calls that to block Al-Abbas from reaching the tents. One of the enemies, la'anahullah, he hides behind one of the trees. Al-Abbas, salamullah alayh, on his way, this enemy of Allah, he strikes Al-Abbas with his sword from the right side. He strikes him and he cuts his right hand. Allahu Akbar. Al-Abbas becomes with one hand. And he says, Wallahi in qata'tumuhu yamini, inni uhami abadan an dini, wa an imamin sadiqil yaqini. Allahu Akbar. He loses one of his hands, and then another of the enemies, he hides behind the palm tree on the left side. Then he strikes Al-Abbas, salamullah alayh, he cuts his left hand. Al-Abbas, salamullah alayhi, he grabs the qirbah, the water bag with his teeth, and he continues his journey towards the Khiyam al-Hussein, salamullah alayhi, non-stop. All his efforts to get the water there, to the tents. While he was going towards the tents, the enemies threw arrows and arrows and arrows towards the Abbas. فسهم أصابت القربة وسهم أصاب صدر العباس سلام الله عليه والسهم أصاب عين العباس. Allahu Akbar. One arrow hit the water bag, and the other arrow hit the chest of Al-Abbas, and the third arrow hit the eye of Al-Abbas, salamullahi alayh, ajarakumullah. He stands still in the middle of the desert, wondering what to do. The water has gone. He is bleeding from his eyes, from his chest, from his two hands. ajarakumullah. وإذا بلعين من خلفه يأتي ويضربه بعمود من حديد على رأسه. A man came from the back. He hits Al-Abbas with an iron bar on his forehead. رحم الله من نادى وعباسا وسيدا وشهيدا. He calls أخي أبا عبد الله أدركني. He falls down on the floor. He calls his brother Abi Abdullah to come in support. Imam Salamullah alayhi comes to his support, and he calls الآن كسر ظهري وقلت حيلتي. فمشى لمصرعه الحسين وعينه بين الخيام وبينه متقسم. يا خويا انكسر ظهري ما اقدر اقول. يا خويا انكسر ظهري وما اقدر اقول. صرت يا خويا مركز كل الهموم. يا صرت يا خويا مركز يا كل الهموم. صلى الله عليك.